Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1, well, I would be saying Road to Glory in 2020, but yeah, it's been another massive break since the last episode, and so this has been less of a road and more of like a narrow alley down the side of the road, or maybe with roadworks attached to it. I mean, there has been a few issues getting around the scheduling, but we're back once again, and hopefully I will be uploading this series a little bit more frequently now as we get into June. The last time out, you may have forgotten about it because it was that long ago, we had some interesting issues with the fuel, let's say. But is it efficient enough with some lifting and coasting as we got... No, it's not! We're into low fuel mode to the line. We've got no steam and Gasly's just... Oh, he's overtaken us. And I'm sorry to say the issues continue on at the start of this episode because I have some very sad news for the Williams Formula 1 team. As you might have seen in the news, we have dropped Rocket as a sponsor. And even though this series started and has advanced way more than the real-life 2020 season, I felt it was fit to see that occur in this series. So we have lost the Rocket sponsorship. You will not see a Rocket logo on the car. You may see it appear in other places. That's just because the team can't afford to actually manufacture all the clothing and whatnot, so the team still have all the original kit, but what we have removed are the stickers on the car. It's a sad day because in many ways Rocket as a sponsor also became one of the only attributes of this car, as being a rocket in a straight line, of course. But you know, things come and go, but the Williams team will always stand firm. Whether it's at the back or the front, that's a different matter entirely. But you know what? It's good news. It's good news in this episode. Forget about the lost sponsorship. Clearly that's not affecting our budget because we've got a brand new upgrade on the car. Forget the fact we already bought that before the sponsorship was lost. A new upgrade on the car. Weight reduction. That's going to help us out mid-corner. And we have another one pending, of course, for the next Grand Prix, the Italian one. This should be a decent Grand Prix for us, though, in theory. Long straight, of course, to use that engine to good use. In the corners, maybe a bit of an issue, but I think the overriding time will find down the Kemmel straight, on the back straight through Blanchimont. I think it's going to mean this could be a pretty decent one for both myself and Pierre. Oh my god. For the 500th time in this series, it is going to rain in this race. Great. Great, love it. Right, we set off then for our qualifying lap, knowing that we have a torrid time coming towards us on Sunday, but I guess we can just revel in the fact that on Saturday it may be a decent showing. We're down in P20 as it stands through turn 1, but you're about to see us gain a heap of time. Gasly already up into P1. You can see clearly on this onboard shot the Rocket sponsorship has gone away. We've got a very simplistic Williams logo on the halo now, and the side pods are completely just blank red. Of course, remember, we couldn't afford to completely repaint the car in this series. We've blown the budget already, so we just have to remove the stickers, as it were. But like I said, it's a happy day, at least for us on Saturday. We're up into P5, climbing up to P4. Maybe it's even going to be P1 as we go through Blanchimont. Yes, it will be. I don't know where Gasly is at the moment, but in P1 into the last corner, though, massive amount of understeer there. Still P1, but then on the exit, losing all the time we gained in that one corner, and we're down to P7.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
And once again, Jeff confuses the hell out of me. He was disappointed last time out, happy this time for P7, even being beaten by Pierre Gasly. I'm pretty sure last episode we beat Gasly in qualifying, and he was upset at our performance, and today he's happy about that. So good to see. No matter what the look of our car is, one thing that's constant in the world is Jeff's just bafflement and confusion at his emotions and how he's reading how we're doing on track. Never change, Jeff, never change. But now we're met with a, well, there's nothing more to say but depressing sight of a very gloomy Belgian Grand Prix as the rain is in the air somewhere. It's going to be on the way. We're going to start off in dry conditions, which is at least something, but the rain is definitely going to come. It's very apparent in the sky, and so it's a case of, well, how far up the order could we get in the race, and then how far will we fall when the rain starts to fall? And unfortunately, we can't delay things any further. We have to get on towards this race. So in terms of the strategy today, ignore that screen. That's completely just, it doesn't even matter. The strategy strategy today is simply getting on our knees and just praying up to the skies, to the F1 gods, for the rain to stay away for once when it's indicated. Or if it has to come, then please, God, can our car somehow stick to the road and not just spear off into the barrier. But you guys know me in this series, always want to be positive, so you never know. This could be a great one. Our car could still be great in the wet with those straights, so have a little faith. Here we are then, there's no delaying the start any further as we go towards 5 red lights to the Belgian Grand Prix. Lights are out and we're underway straight away. The race director not wanting to waste any time there. We're going to try and duck to the left-hand side down the outside of Valtteri Bottas and straight away. Thank you. Thank you to whoever has brought Daniel Ricciardo. Top marks there, virtual safety car within 5 seconds. That just means less time for us to run out on this circuit with the rain on the way, potentially. But let's actually have a look at what happened to Ricciardo. Has he lost his front wing already? How's he actually managed that? No, let's have a different angle here. I'm pretty sure he lost his front wing without having... Oh my... Well... Once again, we are met with some brilliant physics of these Formula 1 cars. He lost his front wing, having been tapped on the rear. So, yeah, that's... if you're wondering how the Williams car is so quick in this career mode series of ours, that's how the physics work in this scenario of Formula 1. So, anything's possible. And what is possible is duping Valtteri Bottas there. Very cheekily got alongside him as the virtual safety car came in. And we're up into P6 then, right behind our teammate Pierre Gasly, who, of course, pipped us at the line after we ran out of fuel. So, looking to maybe get some revenge on Pierre today if we can. But already with some heavy fuel, the car is feeling a little bit unstable in the corners, shall we say, but already doing some good work, trying to be as cheeky as we can and maximising what we can, to our disposal and, being alert around the circuit on the virtual safety car restart there. But we continue on to try and close up and pressurise gas. You can see there the Williams car looking positively blank on the side pods with a lack of rocket sponsorship. To be fair, I didn't actually realise how blank the car would have looked actually without the sponsors. You can see the helmet still has the sponsors, because remember, that's one of the things we couldn't afford to redo. But the car, that's a simple case of just taking off the paintwork there, so we can do that very easily. So here we go then, though, for a move on Gasly on the left-hand side, trying to get up into P5 if we can, the long way round. It's going to be side-by-side through the next left, very fine margins between myself and Gasly there. We're going to go for this switch, though, from the left to the right. Now to the inside, can we make a dive? No, we're not going to do it. It's going to be a little bit too close for comfort there, but Gasly already can see struggling in the corners, like myself, to be fair, so we're already falling back away from the race leaders. So it's a case of maybe this potentially where we're fighting for maximum in this race, which is P5. Of course, last time out of Hungary, we had to accept that we weren't going to get the top position, so that may be the same case again as we look onto that gap building ahead of us to the likes of the 2 Ferraris, the Red Bull, Verstappen, I believe that is, and then obviously you can see in P4 is the pink Mercedes car, Racing Point, however you want to say it, of Lewis Hamilton in 2020 here. But Verstappen looking a little bit punchy there in P2. And of course, remember, he's the closest to us in the championship, and he won the last race even, I think, if I remember correctly. So he's actually quite close to us now in the standings and maybe gunning for another win here at the Belgian GP. Looking at the left-hand side, no! Oh, Verstappen's got it wrong. The Red Bull crashes into the Ferrari and it causes a virtual safety car. Of course, just as I look to overtake Gasly, he has to cause the virtual... I mean, fair play, he's out of the race. That's good news for me. But did you have to do it just as I was about to overtake Pierre? You could have just waited 2 more seconds for my nose to be ahead, and then I could have maintained the lead position there. But Verstappen's out. I think he did his best impression of Sebastian Vettel from 2010, I think that was, looking like it, into the bus stop. Looked like he faked right, went left, and then lost the front end of the car into the side of the Ferrari instead of the McLaren in 2010. And he's out the Grand Prix, so my nearest championship rival is out. So actually, hang on, once again in the world of Formula 1, the charity is paying out. Remember, Williams are a registered charity company, and they might need some charity in real life in 2020, I can't lie, but in the virtual world, it's paying out. Every team is for the cause, and so thank you very much, Verstappen. That eases the pressure on myself, and so we can go racing again as we go back to green flags, still in this Titanic but very slow. Battle with Pierre Gasly, of course, for P5 and 4 as it is now, as we both gain one free position in this Grand Prix. And we're really keeping on the pressure now as we go down the hill through Pouon. And can we maybe make a move on the left or right? We're going to have a little look on the left-hand side, the long way around, but Gasly's going to hold the line. We actually go a little bit wide there with some understeer, and to stick behind, you can see really soaring away the steering wheel there in the cockpit, trying to keep the car in a straight line. But we're going to now get a great slingshot potentially to overtake him as we go towards Blanchimont, then enter the bus stop as well. We go into overtake mode. Rich Mix this entire time, gaining on Gasly on the right-hand side. They forces on the grass somewhat, a little bit of a wobble, but round the outside we've gone. What a move, and we're up into P4 now of the Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff there, kept the foot in. Meanwhile, Hamilton chasing after the two Ferraris. Leclerc pressurising Sebastian Vettel for the race lead there, and Hamilton not sticking behind. So really, I joked about it, but the Racing Point looking actually pretty damn competitive, and almost like a Mercedes B-spec car with the performance Hamilton is putting on there. Of course, maybe that's a good reason why he moved to Racing Point in our career mode, having seen it's becoming a Mercedes car of old. As we go up the hill then and towards the Kemmel Straight, Gasly's going to have a good chance to re-overtake me though, potentially, because he's well within 1 second. Meanwhile, ahead, Leclerc is well within 1 second of Vettel as he goes round the outside there. The two Ferraris are side by side for the race lead. Then Hamilton closes up even more. Vettel on the right hand side, Leclerc on the outside, and they make contact, and the two Ferraris are out of the Belgian Grand Prix. Calamity there, and Gasly nearly hits one of the Ferrari cars trying to go down the inside. He still sends it to the inside, and as the chaos ensues, the rain is coming down. Look at that droplet of rain on the left hand side, some spray coming off on the curb. And so as this Grand Prix gets very tasty indeed, it's going to get even spicier with some precipitation here. But Gasly up into P2, Hamilton leads the way in a Racing Point car. We're going to try and go down the inside of Gasly. Doesn't work out there, and you can see now the spray is coming down even more, and the droplets are now pouring down our camera. But let's have a look at a replay then and see what went on here. As there's only 15 runners now left in this Grand Prix, and 2 of them are not these two Ferrari cars. Vettel on the inside there looks like, he looks like he's been clipped on the rear, and he breaks even more of his car as he span around. But Leclerc, his rear right tyre sheared off there with some contact. Great view for Hamilton there. That is a massive shame for the Ferraris, and you can see Vettel did actually get more damage as his car span round for some reason. So the Ferrari's taken a kind of a leaf out of the Williams book from season 2 and 1 of this series, making their car with some blue tack, it would seem. Maybe the budget's a little bit low in Maranello these days, but that was all to Gasly, you saw on the replay, sending one down the inside. But we're going to equally come back at him now and try and re-overtake him if we dare to the inside there. You can see the rain really is now fully here with us on the circuit. It's getting very slippery. Gasly had to lift off there and almost went completely off circuit, but it's still not wet enough for the intermediate tyres, so we continue on. Hamilton continues on as well as Gasly, and look at that, and P4 is the other Racing Point car, so it's a 1-4 for Racing Point, now 2-3 for Williams. So the crowd are positively shocked, I'm sure, their jaws on the floor. You can hear though in the background there Jeff telling me he's unsure it's quite yet time for the inters. It's my choice there, but it's going to be slippery. Thanks for telling me the plain obvious, Jeff. I'm pretty sure I realised that as we go up the hill and completely lose the back end and have to take the run off ourselves to keep the car going in a straight line. So Gasly now very much there. He's still got DRS. The FIA deem it safe enough there, so he's now on the outside to try and retake P2. We're going to be side by side now through the right and the left, trying my best to avoid contact with him while also keeping the car going as best we can. But you can see it's getting so slippery now. The rear end's got no grip. We go defensive against Raikkonen, who now sticks his nose in, just about keeping it ahead of him as we look behind us. But Gasly now getting away as we have to really deal with a lot of oversteer on every single entry and exit to this corner. And we've got a call of change of strategy there on the bottom right. Wouldn't be surprised if Jeff is going to recommend us to not pit for another 3-4 laps, really, knowing him from the past. But you can clearly see we're having major calamities there as we're fully opposite lock on the left hand side. And to quote Jeremy Clarkson there, a bit of poo is shot out because that was very hairy indeed. Yellow flags behind. It's all kicking off. Raikkonen's round our outside there. Oh dear! Oh no! I think I may have just taken out Raikkonen. Lando Norris is out. It's an absolute bloodbath there at the Belgian Grand Prix. 12 runners are left. I think Bottas also has crashed out behind us. And now we've got Mercedes of Sergio Perez right behind us for company here, as everyone is just going out left and right this Grand Prix. And Perez is looking likely to maybe overtake us, but you can see it's fully wet now. It's time for the intermediates. We have to lift off massively through Blanchimont there and still skate through the corner as we go down to the next break. So, oh no, double lock up for us. It's a big mistake. We're going to go so wide, keep it just about on track, but Perez is going to overtake us just as we enter the pit lane. He's jumped us there as we, oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh dear. Oh dearie me. That is, what's occurred there is, yeah,
Oh no, wait. Sorry, mate. James wants a word. Hang on a sec.
All right, Joe.
Bad luck.
we're sort of out of the Grand Prix, and we've caused a pile-up in the pit lane entry. Yeah, you know what? The picture paints 1,000 words, and that's one right there. That's we've crashed into the pit lane. There's no way there's no other way to sugarcoat it. We've just crashed. We've crashed in the pit lane, and we're out. Oh no, no, no. This, of course, this man has won the. Why? How has this man won? Hamilton, what were you doing? You were leading comfortably in a very strong racing point. That's actually a Mercedes car. How have you let this smug bastard win? You know what? I really hope our next title sponsor is an alcohol sponsor, because I'm gonna need some to drown my sorrows here, because this is, it's all a bit too much.
Incredibly disappointing. It must be devastating to not make it to the end of a race like this.
Yeah, it's massively disappointing, and there's only one thing I can really blame, and that's the power unit. You know, if I had more power to accelerate round that left-hander, I wouldn't have crashed. Simple as that, I think.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
No, it wasn't the cleanest thing ever. You know, I decided to go up against the wall, and the wall won, so I don't know what to make of it. I thought our car could have gone through it, honestly, because the miracles we've done so far this season.
How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
You know what? It's actually not been close enough, and I love a challenge, and that is actually why I DNF'd out this one, just to give the others a chance, to be honest.
How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today?
Oh my god, I can't believe this. Claire, you actually watched the race? You actually understood this time what the weather was like? I can't believe. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe. Forget the question. I'm so proud of you.
Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, Claire. You've come a long way. That's character development. You've got off the bad stuff, and you actually got a clear mind, and you've actually watched the race and realised there was some actual rain this time. Kudos to you. But so the end of it then. Well, actually, we still have to stay ahead in the championship, ahead of Verstappen. Of course, both of us DNF. The thing that has occurred, which is very worrying, is Pierre Gasly now is up into P3 of the championship. So he's slowly come back into this one, which no one wants to see. Let's be fair. If you watch this series and know the history of it, so you know, all in all. I mean, I just can't get away from that. We crashed into the pit wall. I can't. There's no two ways about it. It's not been a great one. It's not been the most, you know, great driving for us today, and that's all I can really say. But as always, next time, guys, if you did enjoy that episode, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly full-on content. Next time is the Italian Grand Prix, which in theory should be our strongest race of this season. So in classic fashion of this series, I bet you it's going to be raining the entire weekend, full wets, the full shebang, and then I'm just gonna cry for a minute on camera when the episode starts. That's just how it's gonna go, isn't it? So till then, goodbye.
Incredibly disappointing.